up? What's up? Did you miss us? Because we missed you. What the deal is? Welcome to Back to the Classics, the cinematic movie podcast that takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago. I am your boy, Jay Alonzo, and with me is my boy,
K. Williams. What up, though?
K, we've been missing action for like a good week.
I know, man.
People missed us,
man.
I've
been busy. You've been busy, man. But I ain't gonna lie. It ain't stopped my movie time. I've been watching movies like a crackhead, boy. I tell you.
And I think there's no better way to get back to the swing of things with BTTC, kicking off this new episode with a very, very special guest. I have known this brother for, what we talking about? 8, 9?
30 years?
Close.
Something like that, yeah. From way back.
About I was going to say about 7, 6.
About 7, 6, yeah, something like that. But this brother here has been a very close friend of mine who has inspired me to, first of all, get back in the gym. Because this nigga's ripped. Let me just put that on out there like that. But above all, though, he is a very talented human being. He one half of the Twice Talk podcast right here in Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my guy, Twice Daniels. Twice, what's going on, bro?
Man, it's cool, brother. I appreciate you, man. You too gracious, man.
Oh,
too
man.
Gracious.
Thank you for coming on, man. We're ready to have some fun with this.
Oh, man.
So,
that's what we're here to do.
Absolutely, bro. Now, before we get into this movie, I got to ask you a few questions, that our listeners need to know about you. So, for starters, Twice, where'd the name come from?
Jay, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not even going to run no game with you. I usually run games when I get that question. But it started off as D Twice.
Okay.
And
I remember D Twice, the D Twice days.
And then everybody just dropped the D. So my real name is David Daniels. Mm-hmm. So then it was D Twice and then dropped that. But when the ladies asked me, it's nothing like that.
It wasn't like double D at one point. It was just D Twice and then Twice.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause everything better the second time.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Absolutely. I like how you did that.
Definitely true.
I like how you did that. In this podcast,
I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was gonna say he had like a twin brother.
Hey man, I'm telling you, I be running on everything.
So that would be like twice Daniels and 3 times Daniels, bro. That's basically like I'm gonna do that whole little thing. In this podcast game, bro, we are a community of people who like to speak what's on our mind, whatever the subject is. In our case, we're talking movies over here. I know with your show, you dive into many things like politics, like everyday life, love, sex, the whole nine. So, what inspires you to get into this game to really put your voice out there and have your voice be one of those staples of voices in the podcast game here in Las Vegas?
Well, there's one thing or one issue that I believe that's out here is that nobody really understands what love is anymore. Mm-hmm. I believe my goal, my calling in life is to teach the world how to love again. Mm-hmm. And the first thing you really need to do with love is love yourself. Because if you don't know how to love yourself, you truly can't love anybody else.
Absolutely.
So a lot of like celebrities and a lot of icons, they're showing a lot of the youth on what not to do. Like what Future said, he was like, I don't even do the pills. I don't even do the syrup. I drink asparagus water. He just be rapping that for entertainment. Mm-hmm. But, he really does. But the people for entertainment actually take that in for life. So we're trying to reverse that thought. Okay,
so where do you see yourself, say, the next 5 years with Twice Talk and the other avenues that you're currently operating in?
Man, hopefully in about 5 years. I never really thought that question. I usually ask the questions.
Because we live in the moment. We live in that moment to where you don't see what's going on 5 years from now. You see what's popping right now. What's popping right now is beautiful, especially for you and what you got going on over there with Twice Talk. So, absolutely. So, when it comes to, longevity in the podcast game, where can you see Twice Talk amongst the elite of podcasting?
We're trying to take it to the top. Yet, what we're really trying to do, the goal is first we're gonna go to a TV show at a TV network, and then we're going to own the network. So
damn right.
So that's the goal.
Damn right. Okay, so this is a question.
That's a good goal too.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal at this point. So we like to ask this question to all of our guests. Eventually, when there is a Twice Daniels movie, the Twice Daniels biopic, who's playing Twice Daniels? Mind you, got dreads too.
Who playing me? Oh, they gonna have to get a hat. They're gonna have to get a hat.
No, man. Like I would think the actor who plays you needs to be committed to the role and actually take time to grow out his dreads, because I mean we can all see what
I'm 10 years in the game.
Oh man.
Yeah, so you got.
I'm saying I know a dope costume spot that can hold my bald head down with some finger dreads. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. We need the best talent.
Oh damn. Well, on behalf of the folks over here at BTTC, myself and Kay, we welcome you to the show, brother. Thank you for coming hanging out with us, man.
I got a question for Twice.
What's up? Talk to me.
How much of a movie fan are you?
Man, I like to watch movies, but when I watch movies, they're usually like comedies, actions, and then sometimes I really don't do with the scary movies, because I was watching Starship Troopers.
Scared.
Oh man,
don't even be scared no more.
Starship Troopers when I was like 9, bro. Yeah,
the first one, the very first.
Oh man, it had me all kind of nightmares, man.
Bro, it's like big ass crickets, bro. That's all.
Starship Troopers, though.
Not Starship Troopers.
It's like big ass crickets and cockroaches, bro. Oversized big
troopers,
crickets,
man. I was nervous with them ones.
Damn. Okay, let's get into this thing, man. All right, so you're familiar with the show, so you know with 2 Minute Drill, we like to ask each other questions to make sure we watch the movie.
Okay.
We're going to put the pressure on you a little bit because you're the guest of the show, so we're going to put you in the hot seat.
I might put pressure on you.
I mean, what's good? I mean, it's nothing. I know last week, no, not last week, we weren't even here last week. The week before last, we did Beverly Hills Ninja, and Los was on the show.
Nice.
And Los kicked my ass on 2 Minute Drill.
Oh,
I mean, straight up.
You know, it might happen 2 times, baby.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I'll be damned. K?
I don't know, man.
K, I'll be damned.
Los beat him, but I think I was going to beat him too.
So you was about to take 2 L's in the same day?
You took 2 L's.
I'm not taking no 2 L's, bro. I don't give a damn what nobody says. All right, so for the listeners who are new to the show, 2 Minute Drill is a part of the show where myself and Kay ask each other questions about the movie that we're going to review, and to make sure that we took our notes and we followed along with the movie, and make sure that we are in tune with what we're going to talk about today. So, Kay, you ready for 2 Minute Drill, bro?
Man, you know I stay ready for this. I live for 2 Minute Drill.
Twice Daniels, are you ready for 2 Minute Drill?
Come on, let's run it.
Let's do it. 2 Minute Drill starts now. So my question is going to Twice. What holiday does this movie open up with?
Okay, that's an easy one. We're going with NYE.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right, Kay, I'm going to make sure that you on your P's and Q's today. All right. So, how many times did Spoon and Stretch eat in the movie?
Ooh.
Damn. I don't even know that one.
I'm going to go with...
Okay, did we do multiple choice?
You can do multiple choice.
Okay, because I got some multiple choice for you, all right?
All right.
We got A, twice, B, once, C, none, D, half.
Ooh. I'm going to go with twice.
You going twice? Man, you going to have to go ahead and take a letter, man. You going to have to take a letter. Because they tried to eat twice, and then both times they
the hot dog. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, they dipped out.
Yeah, they tried.
All right, what you got, Kay?
All right. I got you. So twice. We're going to hit twice with one.
All right. Come with it.
What language did Stretch speak at Mud's house?
Ebonics.
Take an L on that
one.
It was bop.
Bop.
He spoke bop.
Bop.
As in bebop.
Okay.
He put a Z after the first
letter.
letter.
That's right. All
right, listen. We got 20 seconds, and right now only Twice got a damn point. So here we go. This goes to Kay. What's Spoon's real name?
Ezekiel. Come on, man.
What?
You gonna hit me? Hit me with
what,
something.
though? Ezekiel what, though? You got 10 seconds.
Ezekiel Johnson, I believe?
No, sir. It's Ezekiel Whitmore. And that...
Okay.
And that
I got one for you. I got one for you real
we gotta
quick.
bust you one.
What type of person was Cookie?
Cookie was the lead singer in the band called 8 Mile Road with a Spoon to Stretch.
All right. What was her eating habits?
She's a vegetarian. She likes veggie burgers.
All right.
Yeah, I know my shit. And that's a 2-minute drill. So technically, me and Twice are tied with 1, and K, you ain't got shit. So that basically eliminates you from this whole thing. So hang up.
Actually, I do have a point.
He got me.
He got you. Oh, damn.
Yeah. Don't try to play me.
We got 3-way tie. Oh, damn. Okay.
So we got a tiebreaker. What's going on?
We got a tiebreaker, but you know what? I got the nose here, so I'm gonna go ahead and kick this bitch off. Ha! It's my show. I can do that.
Get it popping it.
For those of you who don't know what movie we're talking about, we're taking it back to 1997. Great year, 1997. We're going back to the Tupac, Tim Roth classic, in my opinion, Gridlock. Now, Twice, do you remember the first time you seen this movie?
I do. The first time I seen it, I didn't catch everything. Mm-hmm. You got to watch a movie a few times over and over
as you get older,
and you'll get the what the director's really trying to put into his message. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoyed the movie. I really did.
Yeah. Okay, what about you?
Let me tell you, man. Look, okay, so I ain't seen this movie in years, but when I recently watched it, bruh, it took me home.
It holds up, right?
I didn't know the movie was supposed to be based out of the D.
Is it the D? I thought it was Ohio.
Yeah, it is the D. That was one of my questions.
I thought it was Ohio.
The only way you knew is because the radio.
On the radio, that's right. That's right.
Because it's like, oh.
Well, for y'all, it'll be from the radio, but for me, it was when they were trying to get up in rehab. She was naming off streets, and I was like, bruh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
She was like, yeah, the new spot's on 1800 and Gratiot. What? Gratiot?
Yeah, right.
That's not my own hood. What you mean?
Right back.
All right, so I'm going to kick off these facts real quick, these movie facts. Let's do it. Gridlock, original release date January 29th, 1997. Shares opening weekend with Meet Wally Sparks, the Rodney Dangerfield classic, and a movie that I'm sure nobody has seen called Shadow Conspiracy with Charlie Sheen.
Yep, nobody cared about Charlie Sheen back then.
Nope, never seen it. Back in them days, bruh, I only liked Charlie Sheen for the chase, bruh. Now it's about it. And oh no, take it back. And Major League and
Hot Shots. Hot Shots around that age?
Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2.
You put the dose.
Yeah, part 2. DEUX. Part 2. Box office total of $5 million with a production budget of $5 million. And
I heard it 5.6.
It was like 5.6 and some change.
Yeah, so it really didn't make too much bread off of it.
Well, it broke even. It definitely broke even.
It broke even.
Yeah, it broke even.
So is that the goal? That's not the goal.
No, the goal is to at least. Well, no, technically not. It is the goal. Is to break even, and anything past that is all a bonus. You know what I'm saying?
Because you've already paid everybody off.
Yeah, because when a studio recoups the money from, so let's say the Twice Daniels movie is got a budget of $15 million.
Okay,
you made back $15 million.
$1,500.
Yeah, you made back $15,500,000. You made a net worth of $500,000.
Right.
Who was gonna pay? I don't know, but you made back what you put up. So, this movie currently has an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Actually, I've never seen a Rotten Tomatoes. Well, I'm not going to say never, but the majority of the movies on Rotten Tomatoes, they don't get over 30.
Yeah, that is true. Especially with movies coming out nowadays. A lot of movies coming out nowadays are getting no love on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm actually glad that Gridlock is getting 88%.
Yeah.
I feel like it's well earned. 100%.
Man, the way they put the movie together was just so... almost just reality.
I don't know if I would say 100%. I think I think I would have gave them 90 though.
Yeah, what would be the takeaway from it? Like, what was one thing that?
Oh, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. I just be curious.
All right, okay. So let's kick off Real Talk. Real Talk is part of the show where we begin to break down and dissect this movie from the opening credits to the closing credits. So with that, we're going to kick it off with Real Talk. And Real Talk is going to start with Stretch's penis implant monologue. That's one of my notes too, bro.
Wasn't that right in front of the flame? Like,
yeah, you know,
that's the first thing you see.
But
flame,
it's something about it's something about that opening monologue. You know, especially with we meet Cookie for the first time. Mm-hmm. We see Stretch and Spoon, which, by the way, it's something about it. I never caught up to it, but the name Stretch and Spoon, and then on top of that, and the heroin addicts who uses Stretch and Spoons and shit. I'm like, oh, yeah. Now I get it. Okay,
yeah, that's funny. I didn't put two and two together right there.
Exactly. So they're sitting there, and Stretch is going to the whole penis implant monologue, and where Spoon is saying, don't nobody hear about your dick, and right, and so we see Cookie, who's not responding. Obviously, something's up because Cookie just OD'd.
Yeah.
Cookie just OD'd, and then the movie itself kind of. It does this thing to where throughout the movie it goes a lot of flashbacks to past gigs that they had to basically their relationship as the threesome that they are. You know what I'm saying? And we just talked about this before we start recording. It truly does show Tupac in his most vulnerable state. Yeah. We've never seen Pac play a heroin addict. You know, Tim Roth. Okay, I think I've seen him before in something. I can't really put my finger on it, but. The year that this movie came out, this was one of 3 movies that Pac had before he passed away. Yeah, it was Bullet, this movie, and then Gang Related. And in all 3 movies, he literally plays 3 different type of characters in all 3 movies, from a thug in Bullet to a heroin addict in Gridlock'd and to a cop in Gang Related. So it truly does show the level of versatility that Pac had. Yeah, that at that time. I feel like was kind of going a bit unnoticed. And I also feel like if Pac was still alive to this day, in 2017, he probably would have hung up the mic by now and went full into acting. In which case, Pac would have been an Academy Award winning actor.
On several occasions.
For
real.
I feel Pac wouldn't have hung up the mic, but he definitely bodied a lot of movies.
Yeah, that's when we found out that... Baby Boy was actually written for Pac, but Pac passed away. So Singleton, he hung up the story for a while until Tyrese got a chance to do it, and then that's why we get that huge mural of Pac in Jody's bedroom, during the movies as a tribute to Pac, who was supposed to be Jody. And now thinking about it,
preach to me.
Pac would have been Jody.
That would have been crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if Pac would have been Jody, I would have liked the movie more? Probably.
Well, see, the thing about Pac, what he displayed in that movie when he went to the hospital trying to get Cookie into the ER room and get her to see a doctor, he showed such a vulnerable aggression that a lot of people, like you said, didn't really even notice. And it looked like it was so authentic, like he was really into that role, and man, it was dope, man.
And this is in his eyes. This is Pac during the heyday of Death Row Records. When he would shoot a scene and then go to the studio for like 8-9 hours and cut like 4 albums at one time. You know what I'm saying?
He used to do a song a day type job.
Maybe like 3-4
days. Excuse me. Excuse me.
So. But like you said, they get Cookie to the hospital. That receptionist,
I wanted to slap her through the TV, bro. That receptionist would have got hands on her.
She was gonna have to take one.
Yeah, because especially when Pac goes, I don't know her insurance number. If I knew, I'd have wrote the shit down. I need a fucking doctor. She went off.
That's when he had his great scene.
Yeah, that was a moment. That was definitely a moment. And she was like, "Don't you talk to me like that. I let the bitch die."
You don't know me. You don't know what I've been through. I've been like,
you're not the one dying.
You ever been slapped before?
Yeah,
is this coming?
That's a great question. You ever been slapped before?
You ever been slapped before? Because it's coming, for real. And that's when Spoon, once they get Cookie into the ER, Spoon gets the bright idea to go cold turkey obviously Stretch is not as easy to convince to kick it. Because
Right.
Spoon was like, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah.
I'm done. And it's crazy because I'm kind of bouncing around in the movie right now, but I do love the fact that they didn't Hollywoodize the actual going cold turkey process.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of times in this movie where I'm kicking. Next scene, they're shooting up again. You know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that they show addicts in their true state.
Yeah.
Like, they want to kick it.
And I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Because the way they showed how they were trying to kick it and all the runarounds they were getting to try and kick in one day, that definitely showed, like, what people actually probably, to this day still go through.
To try to kick their habit.
And it's crazy how the movie still relates 20 years later.
Absolutely.
And it, like, the same thing happens as they were going back and forth to clinic to clinic, that struggle. Like you said, non-Hollywood.
Yeah, like, when they don't sugarcoat shit, yeah, like, really showing what they go through. Like, Spoon's character even says, when I get it, when I get high, I don't even get high anymore. I do it till I get sick.
Right.
And that's,
Him and the other dude, when they went to the first rehab, he was like, this is like a job now.
Yeah, you gotta be there all damn day.
You talking about the veteran?
The other dude that called Stretch a cracker. What do you call him? A cracker?
Oh, the dude that was giggling all hella weird and shit.
Yeah, I hate his laugh. His laugh.
Oh, right outside the door. I know exactly. Right. This is like a job.
This is like a job. You ain't got a Medicaid card. When Stretch decides to join Spoon in the kicking of the dope, they decide to rip off somebody by putting some bricks in a camera box and then flipping that box somewhere underneath a freeway somewhere.
You gotta get that camera box right, bro. He was selling that brand new $1,400 Shiroshi Hi-8 video cam.
And how much it run again? It
was $1,400.
And he said, I just want $400 for it.
He said for $1,400. Oh, give me $5. I'll give you one. Like,
It did go down the road.
Bro, he sold for $85.
No, it was like 83 and some change.
But that's when we get our first look at pretty much our villain in this movie, which is D. Reaper, who was also played by the director of this movie, Von D. Curtis Hall. And I thought it was cool too because, once again, it's Hollywood not sugarcoating shit, and they're really showing what, I don't want to call them crackheads, but addicts, what addicts go through when they're pretty much trying to look for that next hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as, the movie is painted as a comedy, but there is some serious truth to it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, I don't know any personal crackheads like that, but, growing up where we grew up, like you remember how we grew up, you see them, they'll try to say any damn thing.
Oh,
like
sure.
anything. They'll say to shoot off their foot if they could. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, I love how it's not sugarcoated. It's 100%. This is real fucking life. This is what they go through.
Yeah.
And an actor like Tim Roth can be anybody. He's a chameleon. You know what I mean? He can play.
I agree.
He can play that bass head role without losing his charisma, the charm, and just being down for his guy.
It was crazy how he was just so aggressive, but still almost savvy at the same moment.
Yeah,
the same moment.
It's weird. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
like, a savvy and aggressive really don't go hand in hand.
Right. But he did it though.
Yeah,
he definitely did it. We get Spoon and Stretch. They get their money. D. Reaper drives off. Calls Stretch a fucking junkie. And Stretch hears it. Fuck you, your mama's a junkie.
Your mama's a junkie.
He backed that up
Say
quick.
about my mama? He did.
He backed it up
real quick on that.
Quick. I mean, mama's anything, bro.
He was on it.
But here's my question, though. If Spoon knocks out D. Reaper with the same box that Stretch just put in the car.
I think they had several boxes.
You think so?
They had a couple boxes.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to sell one brick. I'm going to sell about 12 bricks.
we got like 4 boxes of
bricks. I kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of twice talk about the word addiction.
What's up? Holla at me.
Go hit us with it.
Do you know how you get addiction at first?
I've never been addicted to nothing.
Man, well, this is how you get somebody addicted. Yes, it works with pretty much people in general. Mm-hmm. When you're on a drug, you're at your most high. Mm-hmm. And then when you're coming down from that drug, you're at the most low. And then when you're at that low, you're like, man, I'll do anything or do what it takes again to get to that high again. Mm-hmm. So people end up getting addicted to being on that high. Mm-hmm. And if you want to get somebody addicted to you, you just really want to make them get very emotional on both sides of the spectrum, and then everything in between, they're going to think about you.
Right. So, in that aspect, to get our listeners addicted to back to the classics,
gotta make them cry.
And
so, gotta make them laugh.
We got Titanic coming up pretty soon. That's going to be a nice little tearjerker for people.
Shameless plug. So, all right. So, I hate y'all right now. Over here. So they up at Mud's crib, which is their supplier, more than likely, from the way everything showed off.
Yeah.
We also see in this scene the gorgeous Lucy Liu. Definitely didn't know she was in this movie.
And whatever year that she's in a movie, whether it's 90s, early 2000s, Lucy Liu has always looked good as hell.
Man, she aged like a fine wine.
Whatever wine. She's in, she always look good.
Here goes,
whatever she is.
Here goes a little game for you. You tell the girl she's like a primrose, because that's the rose that retains its beauty the longest.
Twice Daniels, y'all. He got gems all night. All night.
I'm glad this is recorded because I'm definitely going to use that. Sorry, baby.
He got gems all night, Joe. He got gems all night.
Man, so they in there getting high. Lucy Liu pops in. They having small talk in this scene. It wasn't something that really stood out to me. So I was like, all right, this is cool. Little small talk, getting popping. But you got a Stretch that comes out the woodworks with the N-word, called him a nigga.
Yeah.
Bokeem Woodbine was like, yo, I told you this white boy is crazy. You need to watch your back. Yeah. I agree with him.
I mean,
the moment Bokeem Woodbine pulled out that pistol, boy.
You got nervous?
Stretch ain't even get nervous. I was nervous for him.
No. Not only that, when he pulls out the pistol, he says it again.
Yeah,
he says
with
it
the
again.
barrel in his face.
With the barrel in his face.
Like he ain't even care.
He don't give a shit.
That's critical.
So I know that the next scene is the flashback to the first gig as 8 Mile Road with Stretch on the keys, Spoon's on the bass, and Cookie is the lead singer. I love this scene because it shows that it wasn't just about the drugs with them.
They really showed their love
gifts.
For each
other.
The
gifts, yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, their love for him really showed out too. I liked how they had their family oriented.
And then it's also a thing to where when it comes to like addiction and musicians, a lot of famous musicians from throughout life. Not all of them, but a good majority of them went through some sort of an addiction, whether it was drugs, sex, alcohol, gambling, you name it, they went through it, So, I don't want to say that, having addiction is synonymous with being a great musician, but this movie definitely shows where the level of their creativity comes from. Where the creativity is inspired from, which is obviously, the heroin, but it's really each other. Going back to when Spoon first tells Stretch, I want to kick, and I want you to do it with me. Stretch is not with it. I'm like, nah. But eventually, he cares for Spoon so much, just like he cares for Cookie so much, he's gonna end up kicking. You know what I mean? Because ain't no feature in this shit no more. And I thought this movie definitely showcases that in the most professional yet loving way. To where it's not just about, you got this one guy who wants to kick the habit, but the one guy doesn't want to kick the habit, so they clash. They're boys, and they've been boys. And
the thing about that is, in the movie, you see that Spoon is like the head, the one that they lean on. Even when Cookie's passed out, trying to get to the hospital, who's doing the majority of the carrying? Spoon. When they're waiting at in the hospital. Stretch got his head in his lap, sleeping.
Right. Spoon's trying to see what's good.
Up. Yeah. So the director's trying to let you know that Spoon is the one that they're really going to follow.
Right. He's the one who's going to pretty much lead them.
Yes.
To get better.
Right.
Spoon was the leader, and everybody else was.
I mean, it's Pac.
Was following.
Pac's gonna be the leader, bro. It's Pac.
But still, Stretch got him out of some jams, and he was doing his thing, and like Spoon would just make sure he would just cross the T's and dot the I's as Stretch is putting out the alphabet. If that's a picture.
Makes sense. Boy, Twice dropping gems today, boy. Metaphors out the ass today, boy. He cold. He too cold.
Man, you bring the best out of me today. I appreciate it, man.
Boy, you gotta come back, bro. After the gig flashback, we get to the rehab place, and they finally manage to get in, but they find out at the rehab place, the rehab is now for alcoholism only, and they no longer treat drug addiction.
Right, you at the wrong spot.
Which is crazy to me because I remember a guy in LA. And he was a guidance counselor for, I'm going to assume it's a high school. But I met him at an audition in LA. So he broke down his whole thing to me. And he didn't have to, but, I guess he saw something in me that we could just, chop it up. But the brother gave me such a legit story. He said he used to be heavy on coke. And when he was trying to, get around and try to find his sobriety, try to get help, the same shit happened to him. He would go around. He'd go to this one spot downtown. Oh, we don't serve your kind. Well, not we don't serve your kind. You know what I'm saying? But he said, the center's no longer for drug abuse. It's now for alcohol. Yeah. He goes to a spot that is for drug abuse. It's now for like gambling debts and all that shit. And, so it's like he felt like for a good while. The system wanted to see him.
He wasn't never going to be able to kick it.
He can never kick it because the system won't let him kick it.
And that's just a representation of what the system has always been.
It's been broken. It's always been broken.
I got some troubles. And when I spoke to an officer about it, he said, yeah, if you're a felon or whatever the case is, we're trying to keep you in the system.
No matter what.
Yeah, they're trying. So the system is there to keep you in. And if someone that is affiliated with system, knows the system, tells you that about the system, you really have to take that into consideration.
Absolutely. You can't just turn a cheek to that shit. Like, that's for real.
Yeah.
And whether it's you're a criminal, a drug addict, alky, whatever the case may be, when you get put into that system,
any system,
and you try to kick it, you can't. You got to fight hard to get out. So. When the receptionist said, "Oh no, we no longer treat drug addiction. We only do alcoholism," it's like, but an addiction is an addiction.
Yeah,
give a shit. I could be addicted to watching porn, but fuck it, I need help.
Yeah,
And I always thought it was something about that scene, which may end up being in my takeaways. Okay, don't take my takeaways. But
okay, you on that?
He be snatching my shit, man. He be snatching my shit.
He one step ahead.
Great minds think alike.
Absolutely,
he one step ahead on you.
But that scene there, it just shows like these dudes are definitely about to be in for such a runaround.
Yeah,
it makes no sense. And when all they want to do is get clean,
right?
And there's so many people like them who just want to be clean, but you got to go over there to sign this and get that car. You got to go across town to go get that car. I'm like,
and by the time you're doing everything and get it all done,
shit is closed.
You feel like it's a waste of your time.
You want to go back and get high again.
Nah, you want what I'm saying? You want to get rid of that low.
So this is when we find out, not so long after that, Mud gets killed by D Reaper.
Before that, let me.
Before that, this is when he got beat up, ain't it?
What's up?
Yeah, he did get hemmed up a couple times. Mm-hmm. But before that, I think because they kept worrying about Cookie, and then there was this woman breastfeeding as he's walking by, and he had another flashback.
Okay.
At the Cookie, and the flashback was to like Cookie as she was just smiling. Mm-hmm. Okay, you remember that?
Yeah.
And then right after that, Spoon asked Stretch, he's like, man, I hope Cookie's going to be all right. Stretch pauses for a little bit. He's like, yeah, she's going to be all right. Like, I didn't really understand that the first time, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think that woman that was breastfeeding has the vision or the symbol, that's what people look at as life.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Would you disagree?
I would agree.
How do you view a woman that's with breastfeeding? Like,
I would agree with that because I'm looking at the whole scene as a whole.
Yeah.
And Kay, maybe you can agree with me on this one as well. When you look at that county building and you view the entire building, it's not the most welcoming sight.
uh-huh.
But then when you first get that glimpse of that mom, which by the way is played by Casey Lemons, the director of Eve's Bayou, but that's another conversation. but when you get a view of her and her breastfeeding her kid, that right there is the true sign of life past this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know,
there's life after.
There's totally life after.
This is what life is about.
And hell yeah, because like I said, when you see her, she's the only thing that looks as clean and pure, and she's just simply a mom breastfeeding her kid.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everything is all this crazy shit going on around you.
Chaos.
That right there is just it's a sign of life. And like you said, I thought about that when I saw the movie again. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, why did you have a flashback right there?
I never noticed that until I watched the movie again. As an adult, I'm like, wow. Like, that represented, like, life after the drugs or whatever your vice is.
Yes.
So, yeah, I totally dug that. I dug that.
I took it as when he saw her breastfeeding, he saw the baby as, like you guys said, life in chaos.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, this baby has nothing to do with what's going on around it, but there's something still pure about this child.
Yeah.
And it's still surrounded by all this mess.
Right.
Drug addicts, drunks, people just trying to get regular help and people not helping them out. Like that. I mean, that's what we are right now, living in the world.
Pretty much.
Living in the chaos.
Past that scene, we know that Mud got tuned up by the Reaper. Which is crazy because...
Yeah, this is when they roll into Mud's crib and you see Lucy Liu got that big purple slap on her face.
Nice little shiner.
Mud got a couple of punches.
Yeah, cool little shiner on him. But let's fast forward a little bit because I want to jump on this Mud thing because if you notice that Stretch and Spoon, it never connected with them as to who the D Reaper is and what's his connection with Mud or what's the connection to them.
Yeah.
But they caught that though.
No.
They caught that connection.
No. They caught that connection
late. I don't think they knew. They was like, "What you mean?" They was like, look, "Give me my stuff."
They caught it at this moment.
No,
the moment we're at now is when they caught it.
They didn't know.
Yeah, they did. When Bokeem said a couple of guys came in and tuned him up. He said, "I owed the dude some money." Stretch was like, "When did this happen?" He said, "Right after you guys left." And that's when it clicked in Stretch's head. Yeah, that's when it clicked in Stretch's head. Maybe it was D Reaper because that's who they saw when they first left Mud's crib. D Reaper was there, and it was one of my favorite scenes. Don't take my favorite scene, but the white bodyguard was like, "Hey, hold on, I wrote it down. Matter of fact,
he says my friend here was upset with his purchase. He was under the impression that." Batteries would be included.
There you go.
Did he pull out the burner and he started going?
Yeah.
That was one of my. I was like, yo, only some kind of comedy had to come out of that.
Yeah.
They needed some kind of comedy throughout this whole movie. That some comedy had to come out of somewhere.
Yeah, that was a clean little liner before you let the thing rip.
Right.
So they take off running, and then D Reaper lets them go. They make it back to their pad, in which like what you got fucking shot at, and that's the first time we get Stretch's. Hey, I'm gonna get clean with you, and Spoon goes, well, that's good, and so correct me if I'm wrong. After this scene, they go to the next clinic, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm, okay. Mm-hmm. Now, what happened at that clinic?
At that clinic, that's where they find out that the place moved 3 weeks ago.
Right. There we go.
And they got to go down on Gratiot. See, and now, at this moment, they downtown on Woodward and Jefferson.
Right after they got the hot dogs they couldn't eat.
They couldn't even eat them.
Right. They couldn't eat them.
That was their first meal.
Did anybody peep, though, when they got into the lobby and asked for directions? The dude gave them 3 different sets of directions to get to the elevator?
Yeah.
Because he didn't even fucking know.
He looked at him like, yeah, sure, buddy, thanks.
Yeah, he didn't even know. Shit.
He was nervous.
He was like, yeah, take 3 lefts, a right, and 2 lefts.
So that's 2 lefts. Right. That's 2 lefts, 2 rights, and a left?
Like,
yeah.
2 rights and a left.
All right, so they're tired of getting the run around. They said, fuck it. I'm about to go get high. Let's go to Mud's. Mm-hmm. They go to Mud's house. They see the Mud's place is wrecked to shit. And then as you bust the corner, you see Mud's body. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, this next part, for me, once again goes back to how deep they are in this drug shit. They they saw the body of Mud. That's their dealer.
Yeah.
And I'm going to assume their friend in some aspects as well, but bump that. They find Mud's stash and they still get high at that nigga's house.
Right there.
Right there. Body's right over there. Sizzling.
Sizzling.
You know what I'm saying? Hot. And they still just getting high. I'm like, wow. Like that's an addiction for your ass, man.
Really dope. Really dope.
And so Stretch takes the dope from Mud's place.
And he told him not to.
Several
times.
And as they break out, guess who outside?
Them 12.
12 is outside.
Hold it, 12 and D Reaper outside.
And D Reaper's outside. Ah, shit.
So you got them getting hemmed up by the 12 because they heard it was gunshots that was done in one of the 2 buildings. Asked them their names. They giving them fake names. Then they go ahead and go up after Spoon tells them who they went to go see, which I believe was Mud's girlfriend. I believe he gave Lucy Lou's name.
Did he give her a real name?
And I think he did.
Oh, okay.
I think that was her name, Sharon.
Okay.
They go ahead and leave out. D Reaper following them in the car. And as they're going towards the new place, down on Gratiot, the 3rd place for them to get to, D Reaper pulls up on them. Mm-hmm. Now, as D Reaper and his bodyguard hop out to force them in the car, police walk up the street, which was kind of ironic. And they play the game, they talking to the cops. How do I get in? Can you tell me where this place is until D Reaper leaves?
I thought that was real smooth there.
That was.
I thought he was real smooth.
That was. Because they know once the cops walked off, y'all was fucked.
Yeah, and because they was sitting there waiting right for him. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, he got him to eat out the palm of her hand. They started following his hands, and he was doing a lot of hand movement, getting their attention. And then once, what about these guys?
No, those guys over there, those are nice guys. Those are nice. Good guys.
You were just like you guys.
You see those guys over there? Those are nice guys. D Reaper and his boy, they dipped. Like, yeah, we out. I have a note. I have a note here, and not to backtrack, but I think my note is pretty relevant. Every county employee is a dick in this movie. Like,
I wouldn't say except the black dude behind it. He kept it real.
Oh,
yeah. How can
but
you not?
But he had to get pushed to that real point though, because Stretch was talking shit.
Yeah.
But
no, he was real. He was real before that. Though.
True that. Okay, I'll give you that.
And then Stretch stepped over the line, and he had to let him know, like, yo, I'm supposed to be waiting on you.
That monologue was crazy. He said, so today when you decide to kick, the whole world's supposed to stop.
Yeah.
I love that line, right?
What can you say after that?
You can't say shit.
The way Stretch face looked after he got shut down, bruh. That was priceless.
Yeah.
That was a priceless
scene. You decided to stop being a fucking junkie.
I felt like the whole movie, Spoon and Stretch were almost like good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
And then as they were getting chased by the cops, it was just like a perfect picture. Because Stretch would always be real aggressive. And then when they got too aggressive, then Spoon would come in and kind of mellow the situation out.
Keep it cool, keep it chill, Yeah. And that's when they get away from the cops, they get away from D Reaper. They go to this super dirty ass restaurant.
Yeah.
where the owner.
Hey man, don't be doing Coney Islands like that, bro.
You know that spot?
Like that.
You know that spot?
Is the food good there at least?
Fuck that. Is the owner smoking cigarettes when he cooking your shit?
Man, don't be doing
Is he smoking Paul Bombs when he doing this shit?
I believe that's the same Coney Island that's still open downtown, bro.
Oh,
I believe that's
God.
the is it American Coney Island? I believe it's that one.
Wow.
Oh,
Well,
man.
Hey man, my grandma took me to that was my first Coney Island experience, bro.
But
the food was on the point.
But listen. But was the owner smoking a cigarette while he's cooking your shit though?
Nah.
But
But you know, this is during those times where you was able to smoke in buildings.
Shit. But they're in the restaurant and then they're watching the TV, they're watching the news, and then Mud and Cece's death has made the news.
Yeah.
And then right after we know for a fact that Mud and Cece are both dead now, their pictures pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
As they're now wanted for Mud and Cece's death. Obviously, black guy, white guy. They're really looking for D Reaper and his buddy.
Right.
But, hey, there it is. So now the goal is to essentially get off the streets. That next scene, they're at another county building, and I think they're still trying to get the Medicaid card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when we get Spoon's, the story of Spoon's first time getting high. Which, I love the monologue because, once again, it shows Pac in an extremely vulnerable state. But he paints a picture so vividly as far as who was he with, what were they doing, the cat that he's with, he's a rich white boy, how old they were.
How many people was there?
Yeah, like he paints a very, very, very vivid story. So when he actually, goes through the first time he got high and what it made him feel like, I'm like, that's what a heroin addict, that's what they go through. That's what they feel like.
What did he say that he felt like? Kay, you remember what he said he felt like?
He felt like he was in heaven, for real. Mm-hmm. He was like, it was like bliss.
Yeah, yeah. He said it was almost like home.
Yeah, he said he was like he was at home.
Exactly. At this time, he tells Stretch to go and get rid of the dope that he got from Mud's house. Oh boy!
He
tells Stretch to go get rid of the dope he got from Mud's house. Meanwhile, he goes to see the receptionist, and once again he's giving him the runaround, saying you got to take the HIV test. He already took one. When Spoon goes to the bathroom to check on Stretch, and then he talks about the actual the process that he got to go through to get what he got to go get, and if he's HIV positive, he can get the Medicaid card, which gets him into rehab. And that's when Stretch reveals to us that he's HIV positive.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
Because when I first seen this movie, I'm sure like everybody else, I had no idea about HIV, none of that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that sucks, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
But now as you get older, it's like, fuck.
And what was crazy is I think they was all laid up together.
Yeah.
You seen how Spoon was kissing on Cookie,
mm-hmm.
and he kissed Cece.
Mm-hmm. So
she told him in the beginning he could have joined in.
Yeah. So I think they was all laying up.
So and Spoon looks over the stall to see Stretch getting high with Mud shit, and of course, right on time, come through the door, 5-0.
Them boys
right through the doors, 5-0.
This is one of my dope scenes. You got them getting hemmed up by police, and then a whole bunch of people just rush in. Mm-hmm. And then you got, they go out into the, the waiting area, and you see the blind guy who done let his Rottweiler loose. And he going in there going crazy. He got
the whole
because he trying to do the same thing they doing.
Mm-hmm. Name brand.
He trying to get some assistance.
Right. And then what was so crazy, Stretch, that's the same guy that offered him a ticket in line.
Earlier,
yeah, obviously
right,
he was getting the run around.
Yeah,
so everyone's going through the same process. Mm-hmm. And so he just ended up losing his nut.
Yeah.
At this moment now, police is trying to calm down the situation while trying to still arrest Spoon and Stretch.
Not happening.
They managed to get away because even they're scared of the fucking dog too.
Yeah.
So I never forget, and I didn't even notice this until I watched it again. The main cop is on a chair.
Oh yeah,
with his feet.
He was nervous. He was standing on the chair while the dog was tripping.
I mean, tripping, bro. Okay, for 5 points, what's the dog's name?
Nixon.
Oh, that boy good.
Oh,
That boy good.
Come here, Nixon.
Come here, Nixon. Good, Nixon. Good, Nixon. And so with the guns on, he goes name, rank, serial number.
what does that mean? Or that's just.
I think he's a veteran. I think it's referring to
Yeah,
his.
that sounds like military.
Yeah, I think it's referring to his veteran status.
Who would be asking that question, or to where that's what he would respond as?
I think that was more of a post traumatic, PTSD.
PTSD. Yeah, PTSD.
That's because that sounds like something they asked him. Like if you was in the military,
right.
What's your name, rank, and serial number?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spoon and Stretch get away. They run like hell to get far away as possible. They stop and get a breath. And of course, who's in front of them? The damn Reaper. He's outside once again. And they gotta get back. They gotta get running again. But this time, I thought it was kind of crazy because
both teams was on his.
Both teams are on their
tail,
right?
Oh yeah, they was on his heel.
I mean, they was on him hard. But the scene is crazy to me because technically we know that D Reaper is after them because he took their stash from Mud's house.
Yeah,
right.
The stash they've been looking for.
Yeah. They've been looking for, right?
What was crazy, but before that, when they had got on the bus, and Kay, actually, this was what I wanted to mention to you, and this is one of the reasons why I believe that both parties didn't know. Well, Stretch Man know, but Spoon didn't know because he kept asking on the bus, "What do you mean they stuff? What do you mean they stuff?" Because he didn't know what it was, and then Stretch was like, "No!" Just yelling on loud like that. You yell about dope on the bus,
I like the part.
But what was crazy is the reason why I think they didn't know is because Mud told them when they first saw him beat up. Mud said they tuned me up because I owe them money.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably why they didn't know it was drugs. He probably took the drugs from the dealer.
Yeah. I'm agreeing with you, half and half. Mm-hmm. So Stretch knew. Or Stretch put it together without being told. Mm-hmm. Spoon just didn't realize it until bullets was on his head.
Yeah, and them shits was flying.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
D Reaper catches up with Stretch and Spoon. So does the cops. Next thing you know, it's a full blown shootout.
Yeah,
downtown in broad daylight. Stretch and Spoon are running, and with the most immaculate aim I've ever seen from anybody in that position. Mm-hmm. D Reaper shoots Stretch in the shoulder.
So miraculous aim.
I mean, God, impeccable aim. Like shit, you can really shoot. Wow. But Stretch gets shot, and then almost immediately the cops catch up with D Reaper and his mans.
Yeah,
and they get arrested.
Yeah.
At that moment, we now know that the cops they found their guy.
I had a question about that, which was really odd to me. So they said something about an undercover cop, an undercover agent was also with him, and so was D Reaper an undercover agent, undercover cop?
I doubt it, but
I think if there was an undercover cop, it was probably the white boy, because D Reaper the one that shot at the police.
Yeah,
that is true. That is true
because I heard them speaking about an undercover cop.
Yeah, and
afterwards on the news.
And if you think about it, the white guy had plenty of opportunity to shoot Stretch and Spoon at close range. He never did it. Matter of fact, when he
pulled up,
he
pulled up in the passenger.
He's just talking to him. You know what I'm saying? He wants to just grab him, you yoke him up, throw him in the back.
I was wondering that. I'm like, why he just didn't smack him right here?
Yeah, they're right in front. He just smacked him real quick. But I didn't think. See the magic of movies, man.
The magic of movies.
Damn, I didn't even realize that until just now. Okay, so Spoon comes up with this idea. If they're both bleeding and fucked up, it gets them into the hospital, which gets them off the streets.
Yeah.
Right?
Before you get in,
what's up?
How many wounds did Spoon have?
Whew, damn, I think he poked him five times.
Points? 5 points?
7.
Oh, he gets 7 points, K?
Ooh, yeah. That's right. Okay. All right. So Spoon has his idea. If they both go to the hospital and they're both wounded, the hospital can't refuse them. Therefore, they'll take them in. And once in the hospital, they can go to rehab. Because Stretch is already shot.
Yeah.
So Spoon needs to get wounded. So Spoon gives him this dull ass
It looked like a screwdriver.
Pocket knife. Small ass pocket knife. That joint wasn't even 4 inches.
And Stretch begins to just poke him up something wicked, boy. Like, oh my god! Like I know after like the third poke, he goes like 4 times, like gah, gah, gah. And then they proceed to the hospital where they pretty much all after like they're about to die, like right there, and they just pass out. You know what I'm saying? And then in a crazy twist, it's the same hospital Cookie's at.
That they started in.
With the same bitch receptionist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yo.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you. This scene blew my mind. When they passed out on the floor, I would have woke up and choked the shit out of her.
They just
real shit,
bro. They just dragged it.
Man.
Hey, but they didn't sleep for like 24, 25, maybe longer.
She said
they probably partied all night. It was New Year's.
She was like, so are they code E? Are they code yellow? They was like, nah. She was like, sit him over there.
What a bitch. What a bitch.
Yeah.
At this time, Cookie wakes up, gets out of bed, pretty much checks herself out of the hospital. It's this last shot, this last scene before we get to the credits. It spoke to me because Cookie's outside the hospital trying to call them. Meanwhile, the camera pans back, and they're now sitting in the hospital, waiting to be seen.
Yeah,
and Cookie has no idea
what's going on,
what's happened, what's going on, where they at, are they dead?
The whole shebang. Last 24 hours. She has no idea.
She think they at the crib blow.
Right. But even Cookie, she now come up with the idea, like, you know what? I think we should kick. You know what I'm saying?
Because we got this major opportunity.
Yeah. So I think the way this movie wraps up is great. And then, of course, Stretch goes, this is a hell of a way to start the new year. When the picture kind of, it fades out, they finally call Tupac's name, Spoon's name, and Stretch goes, well, it's about fucking time.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the movie. And then when you get to the end credits, you get this super jazzy, super chill 8 Mile Road performance with Pac, Tandy Newton, and Tim Roth.
Life is a traffic jam.
Life, bruh. I have the soundtrack for that one song,
man.
Bruh.
I was
bullshit,
wow, but it was just spoke to me, man. That last scene, I wanted to get both your guys' opinion on it. Mm-hmm. So, what do you believe the director was actually trying to show? We're obviously back at square one. Mm-hmm. It's about 24 hours later, and now both of them are trying to get in to the same hospital Cookie just got out, and you see Cookie, like you said, right through the window, and they're both sitting there. What kind of message is the director trying to put out? For me, I would say that the whole life is a traffic jam thing, which is like an overall theme for this movie. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was the phrase that was on the actual poster for the movie. And then really? Yeah, I believe that's what it is. Like, it was life is a traffic jam. But then the actual quote itself does make sense, especially what they were trying to do. Shit is getting in your way. You're trying to get to a certain point. You're trying to get to a certain level. You're trying to get to a certain way of life, but just things are just in your way. Like, life can be a traffic jam. Like when you go to a clinic just to get help, but then they don't serve you because they don't do that anymore. They had to go way across town. So you get an inconvenience everywhere you turn. This reminds me of a quote. The obstacle doesn't change the goal. The obstacle changes the direction to get there.
I like that.
I like that too.
And I agree, because in any obstacle you got roadblocks.
Yep.
And life as a traffic jam definitely speaks to the different roadblocks that they had just trying to survive and continue life.
Yep.
That they were, forced to be dealt with.
Or improving life.
And yeah, and for Thandie Newton to be on the phone on the voicemail, thinking they at home blow, just listening to her.
Yeah.
And her telling them that, look, we need to kick. Y'all need to kick.
Yeah.
And we got this major producer coming out to listen to us. We need to get our shit straight. Y'all need to quit and drop it. They in the hospital like, nigga, we need to drop this shit.
Yeah. All
can't get out. We getting shot at. We ain't even getting high no more. We getting all these roadblocks just to try and survive. And we trying to survive just for the night.
And
look at what we had to go through.
I also feel that Pac's verse on "Life Is a Traffic Jam" that they played at the end of the movie, completely condensed the movie into that one verse.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Up. Put a bow on it.
Nothing better than that. I believe the one line was, "Life is too short. You're stuck. When will you realize you're fucked?"
That sounds about right.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I loved it. But anyway, there it is. That's Gridlock for you. Prior to last night, I've not seen this movie in about 7 years, 8 years.
Oh yeah,
something like that. Yeah. But like you said, it's one of those movies to where as you watch it again when you get older, you start to pick up on things that you wouldn't normally pick up when you first saw the movie.
Yeah,
97. I was what, 10?
Agreed.
Yeah. So it's like shit.
Just in there, just looking at the lights and the sirens.
It's different now.
And the gunshots.
Yeah. That goes for any movie, really.
Oh
because,
yeah, most definitely.
Like watching Dumb and Dumber as a kid, like you got the physical comedy, but you watch it again as an adult, and now you understand more.
Yeah,
it's 20 times funnier now because it's like really now I get that. Got you.
Mm-hmm. At first, you thought they were just being dumb.
Just being dumb as fuck, yeah.
Yeah, but they just ignorant dumb for the purpose. I know some people that's dumb for a purpose, for sure.
All right, so let's get into takeaways, man. Takeaways is part of the show where we start to break down our favorite characters. We have our That Guy Award. We have our That Chick Award. We have the This Fool Award. We have the Cut This Out. And, of course, the iconic scene for this movie. So, with our guest twice, Daniel's here twice. Who's getting your That Guy Award, sir?
That guy. I'm going to have to go with Stretch. Because I like the beta in the situation.
Right.
Not the alpha, but the beta.
Right.
Because the beta has an important role. We already know that alpha is strong, and what you want to do is be around people that can also hold or carry their own weight.
Right.
And that's how you're going to continue to move forward.
Right.
When you couldn't get out of stuff, he went ahead and, like I
Did
told
what
you,
he had to
was
do.
real
Yeah.
savvy, real
Did what he had to
suave.
do. Yeah, absolutely.
And just get stuff done, man. And even though he had a very reckless or a peculiar way of getting things done, or the way he acted, he still was able to connect with a few people on a certain where that he didn't get his head blown off.
Okay.
All right, who's getting your That Chick Award?
That chick, I'm gonna have to go with the first lady that was arguing with the receptionist because she seen old buddy.
Yes.
She seen old buddy. She said, "Oh, you looking like." So she said,
"I love your eyes, money. Papa. You have beautiful eyes, Papa. Come back there."
And she going back digging right to the receptionist. Yes. I said, "Oh, she got both hats on." So now, popping.
Hell yeah! All right, this Fool Award.
The Fool. I'm gonna have to go with D Reaper.
Ooh, okay.
What?
I'm gonna have to.
I want to hear this.
I'm gonna have to because D Reaper would have got in trouble if he would have just let it go. Like, oh, he's in a car. There's this other guy that doesn't even have a car.
It started with the camera situation.
Yeah, if he would have just let it go, he would have been out 80 bones, or, whatever.
$85. We saying shit.
80 bones, but he would have never went to jail. That would have been so. Like, your pride can also get you into situations that you're not going to be able to get out of.
Exactly.
And so when you're in that game, man, people say it's respect, pride, and a lot of times, you defending your respect, it's going to be a high cost.
Hell yeah.
Especially to somebody that really has no relevance into your life, and you probably even meet him again.
Right.
So like he's that pride, man. That pride to chop you down.
What about the Cut That Out? What scene would you cut out of this movie?
I don't know if I really would, just because
it's hard, bro.
Everything
it's hard.
is just it's put into place. There's really nothing that was told to where that didn't come to the story or didn't tie in back a little bit later.
Right.
So everything it just painted a picture that it could have everybody on one accord, and then we'll feel like we're there.
Right.
Like you wouldn't watch that movie and ask a lot of questions like, oh, what's going on here? What's going on there?
Yeah, it pretty much wraps itself up just fine.
Yeah, I don't honestly, I don't think I could cut anything out. Maybe except when Stretch is talking about he wants to get his dick enlarged or something. But like that just lets you know that like this movie's you're gonna get took on some loops.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely,
off the rip.
absolutely.
So,
there's no joke.
I don't know if I could, man.
What about the iconic scene for you?
There's several scenes, and I believe I kind of brought it up a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. Is when the woman was breastfeeding, just about life, man. Mm-hmm. That really spoke volumes to me. I really like that part. For real.
Okay. Okay, what's up, man? That guy award
definitely goes to D Reaper's bodyguard.
Okay,
It go to his bodyguard.
All right,
I'm gonna tell you why.
How he got that?
He gets that guy award because I have two. D Reaper's bodyguard and the guy who shut down Stretch.
Okay.
D Reaper bodyguard was the comedy relief. So I would definitely give him that guy for bringing me a little relief in such a gloomy type show. You know what I mean?
Right. That chick award.
And the other guy goes to my man that shut down Stretch.
Okay.
Because Stretch, I think that's something that people needed to hear in the movie. Mm-hmm. Because, even though you got these roadblocks, you still need to hear the world don't revolve around you.
Right, exactly.
You need to adhere to what's going on and conform, adapt. Mm-hmm. Don't just think, because I'm here, shit got to shut down.
Right,
no,
right.
The train don't stop for no one.
Right. Especially once it's gone.
Both of those people get my that guy award.
That chick award.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
you love mine. I tell you right now,
in this joint. So, and I'm telling you now, if your chick is the chick that been shutting them down at this hospital, we gonna have issues. So I'm just letting you know that now.
We got issues coming, baby. Yeah.
That chick, man, I'd have to be with D twice on this one.
Yeah.
Because shit, she had that.
Yeah.
She had that scene song.
Let it have it. Let it have it.
Let's go with the This Fool award.
I don't know, man. It was a couple of fools in this joint.
Go, a few of them, huh?
It was a couple of fools in this joint.
Give us one good one, man. They want one good one.
Stretch.
Oh, yeah?
In my opinion, Stretch would be the fool because he want to kick, but he don't really want to kick.
Nah.
He want it, but he don't.
Right. He following right now. He not trying to take charge of his life.
Oh, yeah. You seen that off the rip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he letting, everybody else make the decisions for him. Everything started going downhill because of his actions.
Right.
So
he let his
I
addiction,
give him that fool.
Pretty much dictate.
Yeah, his addiction ran him. So I'd have to give him that fool award.
That's a little twice talk right there. You kind of hinted on because there's addictions and then there's habits. Mm-hmm. Addictions use us. We use habits.
Right.
So yeah, you had it right on the money.
All right. So what are you cutting out?
I wouldn't cut nothing out.
Nice.
Word.
I would actually add. I would have them do 2 sets instead of 1.
Oh, for real?
as a closing credit, I would have them do 2 sets.
Nah, man. Nah, it had to close out on Life as a Traffic Jam. Okay, it wraps the movie up perfectly.
I'm saying they could have closed it out on Life as a Traffic Jam, but they could have did a set before that one.
That's true.
Like in the middle of the movie, or like
yeah,
that is true. And what's the iconic scene for you, man?
Iconic scene for me would have to be when they were shooting up at Mud's place when Mud was dead.
Okay, all right.
That was iconic for me because it showed how strong their addiction was.
Right.
Yeah.
And how it had them beat.
They just got murdered. Y'all ain't even take the stuff and leave.
No,
y'all
they
just
sat
shooting
right
up right
there.
then and there.
Sat right
Crazy.
there.
And then the crazy part, I don't know if y'all peeped it, but y'all could hear the police sirens in the background.
You could.
So they're coming as we speak.
So they coming, but y'all still shooting up.
Mm-hmm. But see, the thing about that is, for one, they must hear them all the time if they didn't bat an eye.
That is true.
So,
that is very true.
So it must have been quite a few. And then, can I change my iconic scene?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
When it was a flashback, and all three of them were using a bathroom, and that's when you really knew that they were at like family.
Right, the camaraderie between.
Yeah, because they were both. She sat down, peed right in front of him, and then they both peed together right in front of them.
Swords and shit.
Yeah. So like then you really and they nasty ass ain't even flushed the toilet.
No, just walk outside.
Walk right out. Got right to the
wash
stage.
your hands and nothing. Like let's go play some fucking
right
jazz.
whatever
We do. Okay, so for me, my That Guy award is gonna go to Spoon, and the reason why, because it's Pac, and Pac showcased so much talent, so much charisma.
Yeah,
as a heroin addict that just wants to get clean because he no longer sees the fun in what they're doing anymore, and he can convey that so well in this movie. So off top is going to Spoon. The That Chick award.
Who we got? Talk to us.
Nah, you better keep that shit in.
Ready? Okay, so
if it's who I think it is, you better keep it in.
You better believe that chick award is going to the chick in the beginning, the receptionist at the hospital. The reason why is because she didn't give two shits. She did not care, and it furthermore shows you county employees don't give a damn about nobody. Period.
True.
So the This Fool award, I was gonna give it to Stretch as well. I am gonna stick with D Reaper. I'm gonna take yours actually because had he just let it go. But then again, if we said that the white guy was the undercover cop, he'd have got pinched somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
But had he just let it go and been like, well, that's it.
Yeah.
Then that would have been that. And so the cut that out scene, I'll agree with you. I don't have nothing I would cut out. This movie is only an hour 35 minutes long, and it wraps up beautifully for me.
Oh man, so dope.
Yeah, absolutely. And then iconic scene to me, the old man and the dog. And the reason why is because it showed that he's not the only, that Stretch Spoon wasn't the only one's getting that crazy runaround.
Yeah,
the old man had it. Yeah. He was done with it, and he decided to go buck wild on the place. So,
not to cut you off, but Stretch actually said that when he talked to the black dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
at the last spot, he told him he was like, "Y'all giving me the runaround. I'm trying to get fucking help before I kill somebody tonight."
Yeah,
like name, rank,
y'all need to
number.
help me.
Yeah.
So there it is, man. That's the takeaways right there. So we got one more thing we got to do. That's the quick hits. Now you know what the quick hits. We go through all the fun production facts. We talk about the ones that should have made it. Talk about the ones that didn't make it, but they should have made it. But whatever. So with quick hits, we don't have a whole lot today because it seemed like one whole lot going on when this movie was in production. So according to producer Damian Jones, Tupac Shakur was also making music videos and recording music every day after filming. The producers convinced Shakur to cut back on his musical activities because his exhaustion was affecting his performance. But that could have been a good thing, though. That could have been a good thing because when it comes to exhaustion, and then you mix that with the drug addiction, he could have really. It showed the details of what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Because he looked tired. He
looked tired. He had the bags on his eyes. Yeah, totally.
He really going through it.
Mm-hmm. According to Bokeem Woodbine, Tupac Shakur asked Lucy Liu for a date, but she turned him down.
Shot down.
Shot down.
Yeah, sometimes it be like that. Player, it happened to us all,
man. You know how it be, player, playboy. Vondae Curtis Hall originally offered the part of Spoon to Lawrence Fishburne, but Curtis Hall could not afford Fishburne's salary. The part was also offered to Don Cheadle and Forrest Whitaker. I couldn't see nobody but Pac.
Let's break that down real quick. Because I don't see Lawrence Fishburne playing a good heroin addict.
Nah.
I think, like, everybody you just named are old. They were old then.
Yeah, they were old then.
And for this to be effective, they would have to be relatively young.
Yeah.
That is true. That is very true. And final one, released in January 1997, this was the second of 3 films starring Tupac Shakur that released after his death in September of 1996. His first film, Bullet, was released in November of 1996, and his final film, Gang Related, released in August of 1997. Good movie, by the way.
That's a dope movie, too. Bullet was a dope movie.
And Gang Related, too, man. Don't sleep on Gang Related,
Bullet actually reminded me of, what's that stupid-ass movie that Tyrese did? With the gang.
Waist Deep.
Waist Deep.
Also
is
directed by
kinda-
Vonda Curtis Hall. Bet you didn't know that, did you?
Hey, that kind of reminded me of Bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Minus the little son.
Minus the talent. So that's it, man. That's Gridlock. 20 years later, happy birthday to Gridlock. Rest in peace to Tupac. We miss you. We wish you were still here.
Yes.
Before we...
Hey, man, he in Cuba. Stop talking like that. The man is in Cuba.
Him and Elvis kicking it?
Hey, you know what's crazy?
Kicking it.
You know, he started calling himself Machiavelli. You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys know what Machiavelli became famous for, right?
Mm-hmm. Faking his own death.
Faking his own death.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's a lot of people that really believe he's still alive, man.
Oh, man. So, listen, Twice, we thank you so much for coming hang out with us, bro.
Greatly appreciate it.
So much fun with you,
You
man.
gave some dope insight.
So much, man.
Greatly
Absolutely.
appreciate it, Kate. Yes, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, so let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Oh, you can go ahead and find me at Twice Daniels on Facebook, or you can just go to my IG, Thinking Twice, no G. I'm a little crazy on there, but when I do go and do post, it's always something uplifting, man. I'm trying to add a positive life to a lot of people's lives, because we all get those negative things, and we try to focus on the negative. But if we start focusing on the positive, that's the things that are going to grow. You know, they say, well, water the grass, you want it to be green?
Absolutely.
Something like that.
And then you want to plug your show? You got to plug your show too, right?
Yes. Forgive me. Go ahead and tune in to Twice Talk, man. Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's right. You can either go to my app. It's called the Rebel HD2. It's right in the iTunes store. It's you'll see a UNLV Rebel logo. And then you can go to HD2, and then at 5 p.m. on Thursdays Pacific time, you'll be able to check me out. And yeah, it's a lot of love. Or I'll just live stream right to my Facebook page. Currently, my website is being under production, where I'm going to start live streaming to my website instead. I have a YouTube channel. You can check it out as well. That's still under construction. But yeah, we got a lot of good things coming, man. Stay tuned.
Dope. Good shit.
That's what's up, man.
K. Williams, let the people know where they can find you, man.
PHA1914 on Instagram and Twitter. I've been trying to tweet. My tweeting ain't where it is, where it should be. I'm still working on it. So don't judge. On Facebook, I am K Williams. Just K-A-Y Williams. Is probably a billion of us. So good luck trying to find me on there.
Word. And you can find me at all the social media sites: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Just at I am J Alonzo. You talk to me and I'll talk back. This has been so much damn fun.
So much.
We'll be back next week with a whole nother run. Don't forget, Twice is gonna come back. You ain't going nowhere, bro. You're an official friend to the room, bro. That's what it is. All right.
Love.
Back to the classics. We'll see y'all next week, y'all.